This is Susan Avalon, a 51-year-old woman living in the Tampa area of Central Florida. Susan apparently has a history of looking for love in all the wrong places. In fact, Susan had been married and divorced twice, and it seems those breakups didn't go so well. Last December, Susan got a visit from police. They asked her about her ex-husband. Her response? Which one?
Hey, don't move, Sheriff's Office. Come here. Don't move.
Oh, what's happened?
This is where the story takes a twist that I don't think anyone, including police, anticipated. Susan's ex, David Scott, had answered his door because a food delivery was being made. But instead of getting food, he got shot in the chest.
He said that I guess they caught her, the ex-wife, going to Panera Bread and stealing the to-go bags.
Then, after talking to Susan about David, they went to her other ex-husband's home. Timothy Fletcher, Susan's other ex, was also found dead.
Tampa PD goes to this location, and the person who lives there, this ex-husband, doesn't answer. This second ex-husband has also been shot and killed.
Now Susan Avalon is accused of murdering two ex-husbands in one day and is facing the death penalty. I've seen a lot in my time here at Court TV. I've seen a lot of bitter ex-spouses, but I've never seen anything quite like this story that we're talking about today. So we're going to try to dive into this and answer the one question that is probably the most important. Why? Why would Susan Avalon allegedly murder two exes in one day? I'm Vinnie Politan. Let's investigate. Like I said, I've seen a lot at Court TV, and we've seen a lot of cases involving spouses and ex-spouses and the dynamic there. This one is different. This one is much different. And, you know, I've seen my share of love triangles. And when you cover a case that is a love triangle, there's usually two dynamics, right? Either the person who is doing the cheating or the person who's being cheated on ends up with handcuffs and ends up being the one on trial. But that doesn't really apply to this case because these are relationships that have ended, like formally ended with divorces, right? So like they're done with one another. But yeah, they still may have some issues in terms of child payments, et cetera, that may be going back and forth, but there's not that level of passion that can push someone over the edge and take them from, you know, I've got to get out of this relationship or I want to be with someone else, but I don't want to have a divorce, et cetera. I mean, covered it dozens and dozens of times. That's not this case. This also isn't a case about a broken heart. This isn't a case about a bitter breakup, right? Where someone feels like, oh my goodness, you left me for her and now I'm going to, exact my revenge on you. That's not this either. Like Susan Avalon at this point apparently has a boyfriend. So she's in another relationship. I don't know if it's a great relationship, but it's a relationship. So she's moved on. The exes, I guess they've moved on. So it's not like, I can't believe he left me for her. Because I've covered that trial. More than once. Again, that's not this case. This is a double X murder. Two ex-husbands in one day. In one day. So it can't be about them. It's about her, from my perspective. Like what's going on in her mind, in her life, that would drive her to take both of them out. Because I can understand you might have some issues, right? And there was some discussion that perhaps she owed one of her exes, David Scott, some money for child support. So there might have been some back and forth there. But what does that have to do with Timothy Fletcher? And Timothy Fletcher was the first one who was murdered. 12:40 p.m. is when they believe Timothy Fletcher is murdered. Then it's later on at 2:55 that David Scott is murdered. But David Scott, as he's dying, says, I believe this was my ex, Susan. But he wasn't sure. because the person who showed up at his house had disguised themselves with a mask and were pretending to deliver Panera bread food to the house. He opens the door and he gets shot. That's David Scott. Timothy Fletcher is the one where prosecutors allege this was cold calculated. And that's the one where Susan Avalon is facing a potential death sentence for Timothy Fletcher. That's first degree, premeditated. David Scott, the Panera one, which to me is still premeditated if she's taken the time to dress up, is charged as second degree. But two murders facing the death penalty. What is going on here? Why would she do it? Again, I don't think it has anything to do with the particulars of either one of those relationships. It's something going on with her that would drive her at this moment, when I have a boyfriend and I've moved on in my life, I've got to take both of them out in one day. So as this case develops, I would expect from the defense them to explore some sort of mental disease or defect type of defense, which is the standard for legal insanity. Was there something going on? Don't know yet about that. We do know that she planned and plotted and all of that, allegedly, is what prosecutors are saying. So we've got some videos to show you here. We've got a body camera videos. We've got some interrogation videos back at the police station. So let's start here with the moment that Susan Avalon is arrested in this case. And remember how this started. First, they visited her and said, we're here to talk to you about your husband, because David Scott, your ex-husband, because they had found David Scott first and he had mentioned her. And her response was, which ex-husband? And that's what led police to do a welfare check on her other ex-husband, Timothy Fletcher. And once they found both of them shot, like it was, you know, the investigation moved very quickly. So let's go to the moment now where she is arrested.
Hey, don't move, Sheriff's Office. Come here. Don't move. Don't move.
Hello. What's happened? Hey. Come on.
Hey, back there. Get the back door. Get the back door. Hey. Yep.
Okay. So you notice how police did this. Like, they had to sneak up on her. You're arresting someone who you believe has shot and killed two people. So you believe they have access to a weapon. You know that there's some level of desperation going on here. So that's how you have to do this arrest. And they were able to successfully do that arrest. So now they got to put her in the back of the squad car. Let's take a look at how all this plays out now.
We'll be with you in
My
just a second.
shoulders hurt.
So everything that we see in here, in this part of the video, could be relevant to some sort of potential insanity defense. Talking about her state of mind. What are we seeing here? The body language, the posture, the initial reaction, right? So if you're going to allege, and again, I don't know where the defense is going to go, but it seems that there's a lot of forensic evidence here, both with tying her to the scenes, the ballistics, everything. So it seems like they'll have a strong prosecution case, right? Not somebody else did it. not self-defense. None of that comes into play because it's two ex-husbands. If it's one ex-husband, you can say, okay, there was a back and forth, there was an argument, he came at me, so I had to shoot him. No, this is two ex-husbands. And at least one of them, you're dressed up in a disguise. That can be perhaps proven here. So it comes down to perhaps her mental state, some sort of diminished capacity of her connection to the reality of everything. So a jury's going to look at this. The jury will have an opportunity to examine this. What do they see? What do they hear from this defendant in the most immediate time close to the actual double killings? Right? Because a lot of times you're gonna see the defendant in the courtroom, but it's sometimes months, years later, completely detached from the moment that this happened. And the expert will talk about the forensic interview, but when the jury can see it for themselves, it can be much more persuasive. Like in the case of the sheriff in Kentucky, that stuff is very compelling, very compelling. Here, we're not hearing her say anything, so that doesn't necessarily give us as much insight. Let's continue to watch. Eyes closed. Not asleep, though.
All right, Miss Susan, we're going to swap you over to my patrol vehicle, okay? Because this deputy has to go.
It's really cold in here.
It's cold? I'll make sure that mine's a little bit warmer for you, okay? Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Because this deputy has to go. It's cold? I'll make sure that mine's a little bit warmer for you, okay? Okay.
Like, I'll get, like, really bad shoulders.
Yeah, that's fine.
I like this. I passed out last week and hurt my leg.
Oh, well, I'm sorry you're going. I'm sorry that happened. All right, is that a little bit warmer for you?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. All right.
I'm always amazed by the level of compassion from these officers and these deputies. Right? You're dealing with someone who they believe has shot and killed two people and still able to treat this defendant in a way that's very shocking, right? Because you don't see it on cop shows, but in real life, we see it. All right, let's go now to the police station. She's placed in the deputy's vehicle and taken back now to the station. So let's take a look at what happens here. Here she's being uncuffed from the back and maybe cuffing her in the front. She's not resisting. She's not fighting.
More people not.
Hold on, because I got to fix this one because it's too loose. Miss Susan, I need you to stop moving your hands. Well, I can't fix your cuffs if you keep moving your hands. Okay? All right. There we go. All right. You're good. We're going to go right to that door that's right in there, okay? You can put your hands on. Yeah, this one's good for you.
Yeah. Subtle.
Okay.
Always wonder if defendants like this realize the moment they're walking inside, that's it. They're not walking outside.
I'll get you I'll see if I have a blanket somewhere in there to get for you, okay? Nope, this one. We're going to go to the second hallway. Yep, I'll tell you when to try this. Keep walking straight for me, okay?
From 10 to 1737, what's up? I'll let him know.
We're gonna go right to that open door. Hey,
Well, don't forget to call storage.
I will not. Right in here. Okay? Yeah, a seat in here with some water for you.
We'll
Okay?
stay 10, 12 until you guys have everything set up? Oh,
Yeah.
Someone coming.
Yeah. Make it. We'll see if I can use something to cover this whole side. You're fine. Are you on in there? Are you on in there? Okay.
You know my phone to call storage? Or?
No, I can go out once that switch it there.
Hold it right there.
Uh,
So she does, and I can't tell if she's wiping away like this because there's some level of emotion happening at this moment. Right now, she's about to grab some water. But all of this is important because this is the moment in time closest to the shootings. So evaluating the way she's acting and reacting in all of this would be important for a jury to see, would be important for the expert to analyze as well. But so far, I'm seeing and hearing nothing that would persuade me as a juror to kind of shift that presumption to some sort of break from reality. It just seems to be like a very somber kind of moment, which to me is very consistent with realizing, oh boy, the rest of my life is not going to be so great, right? Let's watch some more.
stay on. I have a EMF pump in my car. If you want me to know, keep fine.
Okay.
It's just a hang down. It's just a underwear or my shoes.
Okay. My question is.
Yeah, or, yeah. Okay. Let me go get my phone and then you should be good to rock and roll.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, again, like this, what we're seeing here, despair, emotion, not necessarily a break from reality. And usually the best evidence of circumstances like that is when it's verbalized. And I go back to the case of the Kentucky sheriff, Mickey Steins. After he shoots and kills the judge on camera, we've seen it all. It's not in question. His reaction, his statements, everything that he's saying in the moment screams that there's something wrong with him. And that's like immediately after, which will be powerful at trial for him. But for Susan Avalon, in a case where I believe if you've got two crime scenes and they caught her this quickly, like all the evidence is going to point towards her. It's not going to be somebody else did it. I don't think that can be the defense. You can try to separate the two trials, do one, do the other. Prosecutors are putting them together, are going to attempt to put them together in one case. But I'm not seeing or hearing any of that, right? What we're seeing is more classic. I've been caught. I've been arrested. This is not going well. I'm not getting out of here. This has been very emotional. All the adrenaline that was there at the moment that she allegedly held the gun and fired those guns at two men that she must have just hated for whatever reason and was blaming for whatever was going on in her life. That adrenaline is probably coming out now. And now she's starting to collapse, and the realization, you're in cuffs, you're at the sheriff's department, you're not going anywhere. Your life has changed forever. Why is the question? Why is what the trial will be about here for Susan Avalon? That's what this case is about, trying to peel back the layers and figure out why in one day she would allegedly murder 2 ex-husbands. It's not normal. It's obviously not normal behavior, but it doesn't seem like it is driven by anything that either one of these men did, David Scott or Timothy Fletcher. What are the odds that 2 men are doing something at the same time to antagonize their ex that would drive her towards this? That's not what's going on here. It's something happening with her. So let's continue to take a look at Susan Avalon in the sheriff's department in the aftermath of being arrested to see if she says anything, does anything that would help uncover the answer to the most important question in this case. This is not going to be a whodunit. It's not going to be a how was it done. It's not going to be a when did it happen. All of that can be established pretty easily by prosecutors through the evidence. The question is why. Let's watch.
You good? Just hurts?
I have a bunch of blood clots on this side. It's really hurting.
Okay, now it's going from sort of neutral to bad for her. If I'm watching this, I need a drink of water. She knows what's going on. That posture, everything. That's not someone who's in a delusion, in a delusional state, acting out to protect herself or protect others in the delusion, right? That's not what I'm seeing at all. But if she was so bitter and filled with hatred towards these 2 men, why on that day? Why at that time, right? That's the other part of this. Now, prosecutors, everyone says, yeah, you don't have to prove motive. No, you don't have to prove motive. But if the defense puts in, hey, this is the result of some level of mental illness, legal insanity, then you sort of have to prove motive because you've got to demonstrate to the jury a reason why she would do it other than being mentally ill or being in a state of mind and not appreciating the wrongfulness of what she's doing. And that's where you dive into the planning and the plotting of these murders, and you try to give the jury something that was happening, some reason. And again, so far, the only conflict that we've sort of heard about here was a fight over a few $1,000s with David Scott, who's the second victim that is shot in all of this, regarding some child support. But this is almost like self-pity pose, right? I can't believe I got arrested. I'm in handcuffs. What did I do? I shouldn't have done this. Now, she also apparently wrote or communicated with her current boyfriend. Her police that she was acting strange that day, and he got a strange message from her indicating that they might not be able to spend some time together. So there was some level, it seems, of an admission or acknowledgement by her that day that she did something wrong and she was going to get in trouble for it. And for legal insanity, that's kind of the test. Do you know right from wrong? Do you appreciate the wrongfulness of your conduct? She just had to do it. That's what I might argue as a prosecutor. Ladies and gentlemen, yeah, she's got problems. She's got issues. Her life's not going the way she thought it would go. But she knew what she was doing was wrong. And she focused all of that negative energy towards the two men that she blamed all of this on. You can make an argument like that. And decided to take care of all of it in one day, like Michael Corleone, taking care of all the family business at the end of The Godfather in one day. The other side of this is the incredible tragedy and waste. There's no reason for it, right? I understand your frustrations, whatever's going on in your life, blah, 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 blah. But you've now decimated two other families and children, right? I mean, you've basically impacted their lives forever. You've taken two lives, but impacted so many other lives. And that's the piece that doesn't always come out in a courtroom. That's the piece sometimes we forget about. Because a lot of families don't want to talk about that. Sometimes we hear the victim impact, sometimes we don't. You don't understand the long-term impact that all of this has. And this isn't just one family, this is two families.
I'll close the door right here to give you some privacy. Since I couldn't really find anything for you, okay? And I'll be right outside the door, okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Once I turn them down there, I'll turn mine off.
A little privacy, some time alone with her thoughts. But we're not hearing anything, right? And that not hearing anything doesn't really tell us anything, but it doesn't help any potential defense where they're going to allege that this woman had a break from reality. So David Scott, who is the second victim in all of this, doesn't die immediately. He dies afterwards. After he is shot by someone, again, purporting to be making a food delivery from Panera, who prosecutors, investigators, and even the victim believes is his ex-wife, Susan Avalon. They make a 911 call. It's actually his daughter who calls. And you'll hear David Scott in this as well, because he does survive initially and dies later. And he's providing the information that begins this entire investigation. So it's a difficult moment, but it's an important moment because it really starts the investigation into a double murder here. So let's listen to the 911 call made by David Scott's daughter.
Manatee County 911, what's the address of the emergency?
Hi, I'm at, I don't know what just happened. I heard a knock on the door, my dad answered it, and I heard gunshots, and my dad ran upstairs. Please come send cops right now.
Okay, I'm just getting all this information over the responders. Repeat that address to me one more time to make sure I have it correct.
It's right behind the new hospital that they just built.
What's your name? Okay, and the phone
I
number you're
don't know
calling
what's
from?
this.
It's okay, just take a deep breath. The phone number that you're calling from, is this a good number that I can call you back on in case you get disconnected?
Yes, the car drove away. I don't know if they're still in the house or not.
Okay. Are you somewhere safe?
I'm in my bedroom and the door's locked. There's dogs in the house. I don't know what they did. I don't know if the person's still in the house. I don't know if the dogs attacked them or not, but...
I understand.
It was like a silver van. It sped off. There was a person with like a big tote bag that probably had the gun in it, and the person was wearing like a gray hoodie. They seemed like short, like maybe 5'5", and they were like, my dad's calling me. Yeah?
Don't put yourself in
I'm
any
calling 911. I told me 911. I don't know if they're still in the house or not. Are you okay? Are you joking? Oh my dad's been shot.
Okay, where has he been shot at?
What? I'm sorry.
Where has he been shot at?
In the chest.
Okay.
Hold it right there. So initially, she doesn't even know that her dad's been shot. She knows there's gunshots, someone sped off. She called 911. She locked herself in the room, doing everything to try to stay safe. But now, at this moment, the realization of what has actually happened here. She's going to be an important witness at the trial, obviously. But what an incredibly traumatic moment for David Scott's daughter. Let's continue to listen.
Please,
I love you. I'm on 911. I love you.
Okay. What I usually do is get a clean, dry cloth or towel, and you're going to place it right on the wound, okay?
Okay. A wet cloth?
No. Clean, dry cloth or towel.
Okay. What can I do?
Okay, I want you to place it right on the wound and press down firmly.
I'm compressing it. Here?
we're moving.
I'm doing it. Okay, I'm pressing down.
I just want you to keep pressing down on it, okay? Is the suspect still there?
I don't know.
Find the hole.
Can you ask your father? Did the suspect leave?
I saw him left. Did he leave? Is he in the house?
In a sweatshirt with a mask, with a Panera bag.
Oh my freaking gosh! I don't know where the hole is. Where do you feel it? Where does it hurt?
Up here, maybe. I don't know. I feel it. It's got to be here somewhere.
I don't see the hole.
No, I don't want you to move. I don't want you to move the cloth. I just want you to keep pressure on.
Okay, I don't know where the hole is. Does it feel like it hurts where I'm pressing? Am I pressing where it hurts?
I feel like it hurts down here.
On the belly button right here?
Here, where I'm pressing right here.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still on the line with you, okay? They're still on their way. This isn't delayed in any way. What color was that vehicle?
It was a silver van.
Was it like a minivan or what kind of van?
Yeah, it's a minivan, a silver minivan.
Okay, did it have anything noticeable about it? Stickers, damage, anything like that?
No, I didn't notice anything. I didn't see anything, no.
Okay.
Hold it right there.
Oh, my.
Two things happening right here. Incredible poise by this young woman in that moment. And I think her father's helping her, work through this. But the 911 operator is keeping them talking, keeping them busy, trying to get some information. How much he'll be able to get, who knows. But keeping them engaged is probably the most important part of all of this. Let's continue to listen. Again, this is a difficult moment. And when we talk about the impact of these cases, this is something this young woman now is going to carry with her the rest of her life because of the alleged actions of Susan Avalon.
Oh, my gosh. Are you feeling okay, guys?
Are you able to keep pressure on it?
Yes.
Okay. Like I said, we still have help on the way. I'm going to get the sheriff's office on the line with us too, so they can ask questions while we are making sure that he's taken care of. Okay.
Okay. What's that?
Dispatch on the recorder line. How can I help you?
It's operator 6791. I had on the line. I'm going to stay on the line for medical.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Sheriff's office, hello.
Hi.
I've been shot.
My dad's been shot. Someone knocked on the door, and I just heard gunshots. It was a silver minivan. It drove away.
Your unknown law is a 33 with injuries. What direction did the van go in?
It went to it went towards the park. It went towards the park of my house. I don't know how to describe it. It went to the right I was looking out my window from the driveway, and it went to the right.
Did you see anybody? Did you see the person that shot you or anybody?
Yes, the person was in a gray sweatshirt. She had like a he or she, I'm not sure, he was wearing a mask with a big, like, tote bag. My dad said something about from Panera, a Panera bag.
Like a Panera delivery or something.
A Panera delivery.
Please have the ambulance, hurry up.
Please hurry with the ambulance.
Where were you shot at?
In the stomach. Dad, we're in the stomach. I hear the sirens.
Yeah, Miss Owen, it's in a central wound.
Put pressure on it.
There's multiple deputies on the way there, but you know, okay?
By opening the door.
There's multiple deputies that are coming, okay? Just so you know.
Okay. Okay.
Do you have, can you tell me anything?
Hold on. Here now.
Listen to me. Listen to me. Can you tell me anything more about the van?
It was just a silver van. It was probably a Honda Odyssey, I'm guessing. And they're friendly.
Tell me what happened. Into the door of the Panera delivery.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and let you go. The deputy's there.
Okay, Miss Owen, I'm disconnecting as well.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Wow. Incredibly heartbreaking, traumatic, but again, amazing poise from that young woman. And you've got the 911 operators who have such a difficult job to try to manage all the emotion in the moment and the panic and everything else. But she's providing really good information and being very clear. Not everyone can handle that in that moment. This is out of nowhere, right? It's just a normal day. And then all of a sudden like this, everything changes. Everything changes. Tough spot for her, but she will be an important part of this case. So after deputies respond to the scene here and try to figure out what's going on, the body cameras are still rolling, right? They're still rolling. So you capture some of the discussion as they try to piece together what they are dealing with at the scene of the shooting of David Scott. So let me play for you some of that body cam because there's some important points that they bring up, and this is right out of the box in this investigation.
Is anybody still in the house? Yeah, it's the doctor. 15-year-old.
We haven't moved her out yet. But everything's right there at the front. Everything's right there. Alright. Probably take her out the back door, walk her around if you want her out. With Vreeland, Donnie, and...
so they go down... So did it go down, they opened the door, and that's what happened at the front door?
For a silver 2014 Honda
So he
van
answered the door with a
to
gun?
Brooke or Charles.
Bad guy had a gun. Dad answered the door. Bad guy has a mask on and a Panera bag. Bad guy shoots him. Dad starts to retreat to go upstairs. The stairs are right next to the door.
Right there for a second.
I'm going to go up there.
Interesting, right? And referring to the suspect here as a bad guy. And I think all of us sort of presume that, right? But in the 911 call, it wasn't clear if it was a man or a woman, which is, again, you've got to prove a case at trial. So I don't know where the defense is going to go. I've told you where I think they're going to go in all of this. But because of the mask, the gender is not 100% clear at that moment. That's why the vehicle identification is significant as well. But the description of this, and the one part that really has me puzzled here is this seems to be as planned as the murder of Timothy Fletcher, right? The planning, the plotting, you're getting a disguise. You have a way of how you want to approach the door, where you're going to do it. To me, it seems as premeditated as the other, but two cases being dealt with a little differently, at least initially here. They can always change. They can always re-indict. Let's listen to some more here.
I'm going to go up there. Supposedly there's a shot going up. Dad gets upstairs to get his gun. He collapses. Daughter sees the silver Honda Odyssey driving away, possibly with a license plate frame.
She didn't see what direction?
This is kind of random.
I don't know. We'd have to ask.
Because there's a camera up there on the left,
There's the
too.
blink camera right above the door. Literally right above the
Daughter doesn't have access to the blink camera. The blink camera, if it was armed, it would have caught it. Mine's not armed anymore. Gotta get somebody to the hospital to check.
And there's two cameras there and one camera here.
Well, there's this camera that he's still waiting on Dad to get back, I guess.
Nothing here that works. But no. Yeah, they don't. I don't think they have anything. This one has one, but this ring camera broke. Or not recording.
Hold it right there for a second. Again, and right out of the box, you know, this is what we all think about these days, right? Where do we have surveillance cameras? Where do we have them in this neighborhood? There's one down the street. There's one over here. If the suspect drove this way, we'll be able to capture this. At this moment, someone's on the loose, so they've got to figure out who it is, which vehicle it is, and in today's world, and we've seen it in not all, but many of our cases. Like, this is where you go to the surveillance video. And a lot of times it tells the story. This is the middle of the day. So it's not even at night. So your video is not going to be super grainy like it is so many times. Here, there should be clear. Look at all these homes in this neighborhood. Someone had to see something here. Let's watch some more.
Hey, if you want to pull up just a bit more so no one... That's Sergeant's.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
He said that I guess they caught her, the ex-wife, going to Panera Bread and stealing the to-go bags.
When?
Today, I guess, before this. And that's who the suspect was wearing, is a tote bag from Panera.
Hold it right there. Case was just solved. The case was just solved, right? You say the ex is always going to be like a natural suspect, right? In a lot of our cases that we talk about. Is there anyone who doesn't like you or whatever? An ex sometimes falls into that category very easily. So you got to look at them, right? We saw that in the case in Ohio, the Teppies. It was an ex from 10 years ago, for goodness sake. So here they have evidence of someone stealing bags from Panera, and the person who shows up at the door has Panera. Circumstantial evidence, and circumstantial evidence is put together very quickly by investigators at the scene. And, right, we're all human. All right, I think we solved this one, guys, right? But, like, that's not enough to prove a case. You've got to dot the I's, cross the T's. But at least now you've got a direction in where you're going, in understanding, okay, this is the person that may very well be responsible. Remember, the arrest videos at night. This is the middle of the day, so you got to line things up. You've got to get all your evidence in place enough to get to that probable cause for the arrest. But you can see right at the scene of the crime, investigators already putting the pieces together. We're out of time for this time. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Vinnie Politan. Until next time, please don't forget to hug the kids.